YouTube on a Sunday. Rarely go live on a Sunday, but I just got a package, so I figured I would just do it live and talk to the friends that show up. It's a Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, so I know at this time a lot of people and a lot of my Canadian friends are probably going to be pretty busy on a Sunday. We'll give it a minute and just see who shows up. The algorithm and the notifications will go out and notify people that I am live right now. Probably only going to be live for a short period of time today. Nothing really significant going on. A couple of plans in terms of this upcoming week for Audio Fest. Then there are some new updates in terms of the other room. I did install my new TV yesterday. That's why I wasn't live yesterday. It was really hectic. I spent 7 hours trying to both design and build a mounting system for my new TV, so that took up a lot of time. I'm looking around right now for a razor knife. I got to do an unboxing, so I need to actually find something to open it up, and I didn't cover my address, so I need to find a pen to cover that up. All right, so it's there. I'm going to open this up in a second. A couple of interesting things from Amazon for the house. Nothing really, well, kind of audio related. One's related to the DMP A8, which has the M.2 drive installed, but it is currently blank and there's no files on it. So, I mean, I guess I could start loading files if I ripped from CDs straight into the DMP A8, but I won't be doing that. I'm going to load my files from the computer, and that's what's in the box, something that will help me out. All right. Let's go for a bit of a walk. I need to find my blade, my unboxing blade. And then I have my TV, my new bigger TV mounted there with the racking system. I'll do a full video on how that's put together, and as well as my impressions of the new TCL TV. I know that TVs are not my normal thing around here, but with all the different people joining and watching for different content, audio, home theater, TVs, video, computer systems, that kind of stuff, home treatment, room treatment, all that kind of thing, I might as well just talk about whatever I have going on, because, you know, somebody's going to find it interesting at one level or another. If they have, you know, entry level stereo system, or they've got something pro and they spent a lot of money on it, you know, all of us are in the same sort of thing. Carson is here, says hello. What's going on? I had to grab a blade to open up this box. Essentially, it's just a couple of things that I wanted to grab for the audio system. So let's just get to it. I won't lead on too much. You're going to have to excuse the angles, and of course, excuse my feet, which I'm going to have to put on camera. So welcome. Thank you for watching, tuning in. I have a couple of new things. I'll talk about why I got them and what it's for in a second. Amazon Prime days were just on the last little while, so I'm not really even sure if I benefit from Prime days, because I already pay for Prime, and I thought Prime days were for people that didn't have Prime. Okay, so this is the one thing that I did get. It's a NVMe M.2 drive enclosure. It's an enclosure, so this allows me to say in the DMP, the Eversolo DMP A8. Julie's here. Haley Bittinger. Cool. Hello. This will help me load all of my audio files on the unit. So that one has, the streamer unit has the M.2 drive built in. Let me see if I can get to it. and then files, and then there's the drive there. You guys can see the amount, 3,700 gigs. So it's basically a 4 terabyte M.2 drive, but right now it's blank. So I need to load files onto it. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Hello, hello. A question, Julie R. That's an interesting R. A question, is that subwoofer yours? I'm not sure what that question means. What do you mean by, is it mine? All right, let me just change the angle here. Sorry about the camera, guys. And ladies, if there's any ladies here, say hello. But some of the names sound like they could be female. I'm not really sure. But anyways, so the M.2 drive will allow me to remove the 4 terabyte drive from the unit, which it is now formatted and properly installed. I can take this and pair it to my computer, and then I can load files onto it, and then I can put the drive back in the other streamer, and then all my files will be on that device. The other cool thing that I have going on, probably won't install it. Maybe I'll also install it today. I'm not really sure. The other thing that I have are motion sensing RGB lights. So in my room, I have some lights that are around the ceiling, some room treatments that I have everywhere. I have the RGB lights in the back, as well as the little lights on the floor to light everything up. So these lights that I'm using here will allow me to just put into certain areas. It's like medical grade packaging, power bricks. It's a double set. I'll only open one of these because I want to see the motion sensor. Wow, had 18 people here and I dropped down to 3. Thank you for sticking around. It's not even sealed, it's just in the package. So there's the motion sensor. And the motion sensor will turn the light on and off in an area. That will allow me to put them in an area, say like my front door. So when I come in, you don't have to turn the lights on right away. You just, the motion sensing light will just turn on automatically. And this will save power in the house. Same thing with, like, say, I don't know where else to put it, but maybe not really the bathroom, mostly for the front door. It's a 2-pack just in case, you know, because like Thug Life, 2-pack. Anticius is here, caught my joke. It's a 2-pack, get it? It's a 2-pack. I'm so stupid. It's the worst joke I have ever made. I don't care, it's hilarious. So motion sensor, RGB light, USB powered. It's a really small sort of RGB strip. I think it's only maybe 6 feet, 7 feet, 9 feet. I don't really need it to be long because the area that I'm going to use it doesn't have like a lot of space, but I do want it to be lit up automatically. So when I come home, it's a dark area. I don't have to reach for the lights. If my hands are full, I just want the lights to come on. And then I can use this in that area. Same thing with like maybe under the cupboards in the kitchen. So like late at night, you just stroll into the kitchen and then you can use the motion sensing lights. They have a photo here for like under the bed. So like when you leave the bed in the middle of the night, then it just turns on to help you get to the next room. So it's pretty cool. I think it will do. It'll do well for what I need it for. It's nothing fancy. This was a pretty inexpensive package. They don't have to be fancy to do what I need them to do. That's basically my unboxing. I didn't have a whole lot going on today. Just that. One thing I do want to talk about with your system is measurements. Size matters. No, it's actually more like that, but whatever. That's a different channel. I did adjust my speakers. I realized that the distance from the back wall, and I have these pads on the other side of the wall to absorb some of the frequencies. And then I have foam in the corner. If nobody saw that before. So because the measurements in this area might be a little bit off, I moved the subs a little bit further out into the room and closer to the speaker. I changed the phase alignment here. But then when I was doing it, I realized that my left and right speakers were actually not in the same place. They were measured off of a different area here against the side wall because I have these pads, and the pads took up a little bit of space. So I remeasured everything and readjusted them. So now the speakers are more aligned for better precision. N-A-Y-T-H-A-N. Is that Nathan? Hola, bro. Hey, bro. Good morning. Is it good morning? Where are you? Are you commenting from Malaysia, Indonesia? Is it morning in Indonesia? It's the middle of the afternoon here in Canada. So I assume that you're more towards the east. With a name like that, it seems like a Malaysian name. Could be wrong. Could be India. So yeah, I did remeasure these speakers. They're in better alignment now, so they sound better when they're positioned that way. The imaging locks into the middle of the room. The clarity is a little bit better because they're aligned correctly. Yeah, and that's a good thing. I mean, I may have been in here for a number of weeks since I put these bookshelves in and didn't realize that they were a little bit off. But they are, and now that they're more aligned right because I use the tape measure, now they're in the right positions. Even the subs are in the right position against the wall. So I measured everything correctly and then retuned everything after I got the right measurements. So that's one thing I will say that's a little bit new. Everything else is basically the same. I shaved my head completely. I got one of those like Manscaped shavers. They're charging right now. I think I might have missed a spot. I feel like the top of my head. It's really weird. Unless you're using a razor, like an actual razor, you can't get it like here. Take a look. It's like shiny bald. It is what it is. I'm balding anyways. Look how shiny it is. I put some moisturizer on. But I can feel like a little bit of ridges. You know, I don't want to do like a... And the reason why I did it also is because I have a skin condition. Also forgot to put these in. Moisturize. Treat yourself well. Yeah, Manscaped shavers what I just use, and it's like way down, like shiny way down. Look at this. Look at the reflection off the back wall. Anyways, so what kind of a channel we have? I talk about pretty much everything human. And Thesis likes that. Hey, yeah, bald. And then the other thing that we have going on today, don't skimp out on your energy drinks. Look how big this is. That's a big can. Do it right. I wish I had some sponsors. Powered by NOS. Yeah, right. Be like, oh, bro, how many views do you have? I'm like, I don't know, 20. Canceled. Not enough. One thing I will mention, the Michi remote, every time you pick it up, the light comes on at the top to let you know, like when you raise it, it shows you where the power button is. So now that it's been in my hand, obviously it's not going to turn on. But this is a really nice remote. Really, really nice. Slim in the hand, aluminum, same as the chassis. Very smooth buttons. Everything that you really need for access and a preamp. All the selections are here, inputs are here. Really, really nice stuff. And now that I've got the gain setting on my amps dialed in, so these Buckeye amps, if you see at the back here, that's why I have the mirror, by the way. If you see on the back of the amp, there is a selector there for gain, and the gain switch was set to high right when I got the Michi unit, and since then, like right when I plugged it in, I noticed there was a little bit of a noise floor. And I was like, well, that's strange from a unit like this. Why would I be experiencing that? But it turns out the amps were on high gain, so they're like 25 dB or something like that, which is pretty high. And it's a really good idea to have like a gain adjustment between the pre and amps, just in case their level matching is not correct. Turned it down. Everything is fine now. No more noise. Sounds fucking awesome. And like I said just a second ago, I did move the subs. They're a little bit now more in front of the bookshelves, and they're a lot closer. They're pretty much right in alignment. They're shifted off right now, so my room has a 50 hertz node that I pretty much can't get rid of. 10 feet wide, 13 feet deep. It's got a big sort of opening there for the window. I can't get around that. There's nothing much I can do except for pulling everything out in the room, but then I don't have enough space for that. So it is what it is. If we don't have questions and we've come to say hello on a Sunday, I welcome those who have tuned in. Anybody that's new, I'm going to leave it at that. Basically just to say that we've been kind of jamming on the copyright free playlist on Spotify just for background music, like it says, background music. And just like that, I'm going to get out of here. One other thing that I had mentioned to someone in my comments was that I will be testing the DMP A8 for preamp mode. Right now we've got on the Michi is taking care of the preamp sort of duties, which is just stunning. I will do the preamp sort of comparison. I'll move the XLRs from here to here and just check the outputs in preamp mode, see what they sound like one way or the other. And then the other thing I want to do is maybe run this DAC output into analog, and then I'm going to run this one digital to this DAC, and then run this DAC instead of this one, and just see the comparison. So I have to do two different comparisons, and I'll get to that eventually. Just a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Installing the TV took me way too long yesterday. I'm exhausted today, so I'm just in the room enjoying my time, taking it easy in here today. And I'll get back to doing demos after Audio Fest. Audio Fest is Friday, Saturday, Sunday next weekend, 17, 18, 19 in Toronto by the airport, Weston Hotel Airport, Toronto Airport. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of stuff to do. I am going to be helping out throughout the week to help set up. So that's a new thing. And we'll see how that goes. Got to keep safe. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to know more about anything else, please watch other videos. Lots of recent stuff going on there. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Tomorrow's a holiday, so maybe keep your eyes on the channel. See what happens. I might do live, I might not. I don't know. Okay, take it easy.